guys, my name is AP and today we'll be doing a coding challenge on Minesweeper, which was originally by the coding trainer Dan Schiffman, or whatever you want to call this guy, if you've seen him before. But anyways, I love his channel, it's really good. And so what I'm working on is I'm going to make a Minesweeper game instead of on P5, which he does it on here. I'm going to do it on actual JavaScript. So what I did was I just set it all up and made it to where it's easy, it's portable. And so first thing we need to do is, I already watched all his video. The first thing we need to do is we need to make a grid of objects. So the first thing we need to do is, I'm just going to minimize this so they don't really get in the way, is we need to make object called function initiate boxes, or init boxes. I'm just going to say, yeah, boxes. And so it's going to be an empty function because we only want to run this one time because we don't want to create an infinite amount of boxes, which would make us, you know, make the run slow. But the first thing we want to do is first thing we want to do is we need to make a for loop. I'm just going to do the easy for loop right here. And we need to make, I don't know, wait, we need to make columns and rows. So let me just, columns and rows. The next thing, our scale, actually I can write it out because there's no scale in JavaScript, is 20. So most of this is the same thing as his, except different things like mouse press needs to be a different type of way, and other things like mouse X and mouse Y would have to be doing different things, which I just copy and paste because you already seen that in my tutorial for making your first game. But first we need to make calls, and then we need to make another one called rows right here. Oh crap! Control X, Control Z. What the heck happened? There was just a bunch of them. Control C, Control V. There we go. So first of all, I need to make another one to close that up. So now we need to make this J, which is our next one, and this is going to be the rows. Rows. J. So we actually need to determine how many columns and rows by doing this. So we're going to say cols equals canvas dot width divided by scale, which scale is defined here, so it'd be a lot easier, but we can't define columns and rows without having the canvas being created. So the next thing we need to do is we need to make the rows, which is height divided by scale. Rows is that. So I have a basic understanding how this works, and then I have a basic understanding on how to code it because I've seen this video, but I'm going to work around the issues by actually like P5 and stuff. So you already seen all these functions, and they're based around P5, but in P5 they're already defined, so all you got to do is say like rect, and without actually having to have this extra space here. So the next thing we need to do is we need to make a new box. So we're going to say var box equals a new box at I times scale j times scale, and then scale. So what you're going to be saying is, wait, you don't have an object. That's what this extra one is for, so we can actually code our object. So I'm just going to say box, and it's going to have X, Y, and a width. So the first thing we need to do is we need to actually have this dot X equals X, this dot Y equals Y, and this dot width equals width. So what this does, it gives this certain box whatever it is assigned to. So if for each column's rows, it's probably going to be 10 by 10. It's going to be 100 boxes. And then we need to make another variable up here called boxes, which is an empty array. And I'm going to make it one array because I don't know how 2D arrays work in JavaScript yet. So anyways, what we need to do is say boxes dot push and box. That's it. What this does here is it adds it to the array, and so we need to call this up in here. Initiate boxes. So now we called it up here. Now it's going to make 100 new boxes. So with certain values. So we're going to just save this. Screw you. Save this. And let's actually run this. Oops. I actually don't have it up yet, sadly. So, that tutorial, Minesweeper, index. Here we go. So, we got our Minesweeper, we got it. I'm just gonna, actually, we don't have anything saying that we actually created this, so. What we're gonna do now, after we initiate the boxes, is we're gonna say console.log boxes. To actually show that we actually created 100 boxes. That's broken right now. Okay, here we go. So, we got our 100 boxes. Wait. 400 boxes. Huh. Which is width 1,100. Wait. Which is why. Okay, so that is correct, I think. Wait, so it'd be canvas.width divided by. I don't know how I got so many boxes. Hold on. Let me do boxes.length. I don't know how many boxes are actually in this. Boom. Okay, 400 boxes. Is that supposed to be correct? Is that supposed to be correct? Okay, scale divided by 20, canvas.width. 400 would be 20, and then, huh, that is correct. Let's try 40 then, because that seems like a bit too much. Okay, so now we have 100 boxes. That'll be fine for now. So now we need to make a function in the object, which he does prototypes, so I'm just going to do actual functions. And so what this does is, now I'm going to make a show function, where it makes boxes at that certain x and y and width. So the first thing we need to, since we already defined rectangle in here, but we need to make an outline, and what I use as rectangle doesn't have an outline, so we're going to have a color rect. So what we need to do is we need to make a rect. Wait, this doesn't really work out. Maybe we can make a new function based on this, or we could just make a new. Maybe we could just like make lines, because I don't think it'll work out that way. So yeah, let's just make lines. So line at this.x, this.y, and then at this.x plus this.width and this.y. So that just makes a horizontal line, just to show that. I'm just going to go here, and I'm just going to say function draw boxes. It's just going to be a for loop with, I don't know, boxes, and then boxes.I. Whoops, sorry for the bird. That's shit. So what that does is, and then we're going to make a set interval real quick, set interval. Okay, we're going to make a lambda function, which is pretty simple. Which I said anonymous at first because it's a real quick function, but it's called lambda. But it's named after someone who named it. I don't know the details about it. But what we're going to do is we're just going to say draw boxes. And then we're going to have 1000 divided by FPS. So, and FPS is 60, so it's already defined, and it draws the boxes. So, now we're going to make that. It should make horizontal lines, which is correct. So a violation took 89 milliseconds. Maybe we should have put it in here. Maybe we should just put it once. Control C. Control V. maybe it shouldn't. Okay. Okay, gets better. So, we got the draw boxes. Now we're going to make another line, which is pretty much the same thing, except instead of at the X, it's going to be at this one. So we just shift. I'm new to this sort of keyboard coding where you don't really use the mouse at all. So we can do that. And then this stuff X is right there. So what this should do is it should create a grid. But as you can see here, it's not a perfect grid. So we're also going to make a left line, which is not that hard. So all I'm going to do is just, well, actually I can just do that. Oop. No, I can't. I gotta actually, so, gotta grab all this. Okay, and Control C, and, it's kind of weird. Okay, Enter, Control V, and instead of starting at the origin point, we're just gonna say it starts at that and it goes down. So it's plus this dot width. So now that should make a line going this way and it should look better. Okay, so we did that. It's a full-blown grid. We could make a bottom line, which I'm probably going to do because of my OCD. OCD, gotta love OCD. So, it's going to be start at this dot. Instead of that, we're just going to say, okay, so Control X. It's going to start here, which will make a bottom line. So, we have a full-blown grid, and so now we're going to have another one called this dot reveal. I'm going to close this. I don't care if it's fully, I hope no one hacks it. Don't hack me. So it's going to be false, and we're going to have this dot mine that's going to be false as well. So what this does is it's going to determine which state it is in. So each state will have a reveal or mine. So if you click on it and it's mine, it will blow up all the tiles and reveal, and you lose the game. And then it's revealed, it'll either reveal as a mine or reveal as a gray area. So the next thing we got to do is we need to have a thing saying if this dot reveal, then it should draw a colored rectangle, which is light gray. So it should draw a color rectangle, so it should be at this dot X, this dot Y, this dot width, this dot width. It should be light gray. Yep. And so it wouldn't do that because I would have done it, but just for test. Okay, get that. Oh, okay, color's not defined. Ooh, color. It's color rect. So it's rect. So now it's gonna draw all gray areas, and so I'm just gonna say this is now false. And now we're going to say if this dot mine, we're going to say, I really can't breathe because I'm talking too much. And so we're going to say this dot mine is color rect. Instead of color rect, it's going to be a circle. And it's going to be at this dot X plus this dot W divided by 2 and this dot that plus this dot W divided by 2. Ooh, this dot, and then be this dot, it'd be divided by 3. And that's it. So what this should do is if it's a B, which I haven't said it's true, so we can't test it. So if it's a B, it should draw a circle in the middle of it that is third size. It's a bit too big, and also the stroke's a bit weird. Maybe we could add like something to the circle that adds a stroke. Okay, it does have a stroke. It's kind of weird why it does that at the bottom for it. But anyways, so this dot line we circle instead of that we divide by 2. So what that should do is it should, oh geez, too big. So it'd be divided by 4. Trying to make it to where it looks pretty good. Okay, so this dot 4 it represents as a mine, so we're just gonna say that's false for now. And so now we have our visual effects. Now we need something to reveal it or make it a B, which we're gonna make a random chance. So random chance in his video was the random function, which we do not have in pure JavaScript. Oops, hold on. Okay, back. So what I'm going to be doing is, well, it can't be in this function. So sorry for the technical difficulties. It was my computer almost put it. Anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to do this dot show and this dot contain, which was his clicking in the circle, but we're going to say an X and a Y. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to say return, which is purely based on it. X is greater than, what is X is greater than? This dot X. And X is less than this dot X plus this dot W, which I'm just going to control C. And so what this should do is now press add, boom. Instead of X, we're going to put Y. And so, okay, so now we have a contain function that says it returns either true or false if it's the certain X or Y is contained within the box. So I'm going to put that right there. The next thing we need to do is we need to make a global event. If you press it, it's going to determine which box you pressed in, and then it's going to reveal itself. So what we need to do is we need to make a document dot add event listener, and it's going to do mouse down, which is a click event, and it's going to do mouse pressed, and it's going to do false for not use capture. And so we need to make a function for it. It'll be called function mouse pressed, and so it's going to determine which event you did, which is just going to say we need to actually get that. So I'm going to go to my HTML JavaScript game. Okay, so we need to get to a tutorial, and we need to grab ourselves, where is it? Get mouse press. So what this does, it gets the mouse position for your canvas. So I'm just going to quickly put this in there because you've seen this in my other tutorial. And so what this does is it gets the mouse position, and so what we need to do now is we need to do for position equals get mouse position based on the canvas and on the event, which is mouse down. And so it's going to say we need to make it global on it, so where it says mouse X and then mouse Y. And so we need to say mouse X equals position.x because it returns a literal object, and mouse Y equals position Y. And so now we need to do a for loop with the boxes.length and say if boxes.I contain mouse X mouse y, which means if it contains the mouse x and mouse y from the thing we got here, which is now global event, global variable, we want to do boxes I dot reveal. What the? Why is it doing that? Because it hasn't finished the if statement. And since the draw boxes is not in a thing, we need to also do show. So what this does now is we need to actually make a reveal. So be this dot reveal equals a function which just reveals it. So it'll be this dot revealed equals true. So what this should do is every time we click on something, it should reveal it. So it actually kind of looks cool because it actually like highlights the title. Wait, so if this dot show, wait, we should draw this after we do this because I really didn't want that. That was an accident, but I mean it looked cool. So what it does, it draws the line after that. So now it has all this. So we don't have any mines or anything to do anything. if you understand what I'm saying. So the next thing that we want to do is we need to have the mines. Yes. So once we have the mines, we want to say we actually want to do a random chance. This dot mine equals. We can actually just do. This dot rand equals what is this? What is rand equal? Okay, rand equals math dot random, which pretty much does nothing except make. Actually, it does a lot of things, but not helpful right now. So what we need to do is if this dot rand is greater than or equal to 0.51, which is half of all the numbers that it can be, then it is a mine, which is not really a good one. So if it's greater than 8.6, which gives it a around 1/8 of a chance, which is pretty good. Divided by 100 is 12 out of the total, so it's pretty good. So it's true. Else, this dot mine equals false. So I don't want to go around, I'm just going to say reveal true to see if this is working. So I don't want to, this dot reveal, if this dot mine, so what this does is it makes it to where, so we don't want it to, if it revealed, we still don't want it to draw a rectangle. So if this dot mine, so if it's revealed and it's not a mine, I'm just going to say this real quick, and this dot mine, for graphical center, so it looks like, okay, so we got all that, and then we got our mines right here. I'm just going to clear that. So, and we have what we need to so we got the mines all set and done. Now we need to, once we click on it, we need to make it to reset. Now this was done at the end of the video, and I do not know how this was done actually, so we're gonna watch it. You're gonna watch it with me. Actually, no, you're not gonna watch it with me. I'm gonna watch it and cut this part of the video out. Okay, I'm back. It was pretty simple, but yeah, okay, we're gonna try it anyways. So the thing that he did is, so where's the contain here? Wait, there it is. So if it's contained, and so we're gonna say, oops, if Okay, we need space for OCD purposes. And we're gonna have an I. So if it is a mine, oh wait, no, it's dot mine equals true, we're gonna say game over. So what that does, it tells the computer that the game is over and we want to reveal all. So what that does is we're gonna go game over. So what that does is now we're going to go through all the boxes dot length. So we're going to say for boxes dot length. We're going to say boxes dot revealed equals true. So what that does is now it's telling us now if you press a line. Oh, sorry, all the stuff's already revealed. False. Now we're gonna keep. Oh, that's kind of weird. Not only the. It's weird. Hold on. Let me fix that. Let's see. So if boxes dot mine equal true, game over. So we saying that every time. Oh wait. If this dot, okay, so control. So if this dot mine and this dot revealed. So control save. Now it should work. Huh, okay. What have I done? So now as soon as I press the mine, so once I reveal it, we're gonna say it contain if box of mine equal true, game over. Game over loops through all the things and sets them to true. So what happened? So we could probably make this better to where it's like if this is not revealed and if it's a mine, we could say Control X, Control V. That means we don't have to do this. Or we don't have to do this. Okay. 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 Color that rect. This dot X. This dot Y. This dot W. This dot W. Like. So. We can actually do it to where it creates a rectangle before. So we can say like. We can tab. Rect, and then it does this dot WX, this dot Y, this dot W, this dot W, that should be it. Just draws a white canvas. Okay, oh, okay, rect. Okay. Video day. Whew, this is confusing for me. Control X. I wonder why it took him an hour. I watched the video and I still don't know what I'm doing. Okay, not this dot line. Should draw that. And it's revealed. That means it should. Ooh, revealed is not defined. It has to be this dot revealed. Okay, boom. Now every time we draw it, we get white cat background. Okay, so now it's kind of weird. Now it's saying now we're clicking it. It's turning into a mine. Okay. Okay, so what's happening? So it reveal, which just reveals it and shows it. If this dot, so what's turning into true? So this dot mine, and it's this dot revealed. What happened? Okay, so what happened? Okay, so we got this. If it contains it, that means, and if it's a mine, so if, that's what's wrong. So, after we find a mine, what's wrong? Okay, so if box.length contains, so we want to, if it's a mine, which means that it's a circle, it blows up all, which means game's over, and it should go through all the boxes and reveal. But that's not the case here. In this case, it's just, okay, so this, can we do like this dot reveal? Maybe that could change it. Ooh. Okay. So why isn't this not working? So we just got, so function game over, I equals 0, I threw, so this is box length. Pause. Okay, I'm back. Let me see if I got everything. Okay, so that could have been bad, because then I wouldn't know what happened. Okay, so here was the problem. What I did wrong is, because it's not running it's not showing everything, that it doesn't actually show. So every time we do this, every time we reveal, we want to actually show what's wrong. So, yeah, that's right. So, I said okay, let me check something. I didn't save this. Okay, so it's working fine. If you hit a mine, everything's revealed. Well, okay, found a mine, everything's revealed. So, that part of the thing is working. Now, what the actual Minesweeper does is it actually reveals how many neighbors are beside it. So, we can, like, just do something real quick. We can say, we need to put this dot neighbors equals 0. So what this does, it first of all sets it to 0, and now we need to put this into show function. Text is neighbor count. Neighbors, that's not neighbors at least. This dot neighbors with a 30 pixel with a 20 pixel aerial, and it's at this dot x, this dot y, and it's blank. So what this should do is, after it showed, okay, that's not really working out, and that's not the correct places it should drop. Okay, so this dot show, this dot revealed. Oh wait, we want to do that after it's revealed, so Control X, Control V, Control S. Okay, so after it's revealed, we need to, okay, so that's working, but it's not centered. So where's our text? Text is up here. It should be plus this dot width divided by 2 plus, I don't know, 35. Wait, no, it's this dot width divided by 2. Let's just see. It's probably going to not put it into center. Oh, I pressed the line at first. So it's not in the center yet. So we're just going to say divided by 3. Wait, not divided by 3 out here. Divided by 2. So 2, 3, 3. I'm just doing some text placement. Okay, the X is correct, but the Y is not. So we can do 4. I think that just makes it, okay, it does make it higher up. That means we need to do this dot width. And so what does that do? Too low. I'm just gonna say divided by 1.5. So that means, okay, it's in the center, it's fine, we don't have to mess with it anymore. So it has 0 neighbors because it hasn't determined how many neighbors there is. And so we need to make it if this dot neighbors is greater than 0, whoopsies, we need to do if it's greater than 0, then we can actually draw the text. And if it's not, it's going to not draw the text. So right now, it will just not draw the text, as you can see here. And so, now we need to make it, oh, my hand's hurting from standing too much. And because the mouse is staying. So, next thing we got to do is we now need to make another function called this dot count neighbors, which would just return, wait, it's not like that, it has to be equals, it's equal to function. So this dot neighbors is a function, and so what it does is counts the neighbors around it in a 3 by 3 grid. So what we should do now is do this. It actually returns the value. No, it actually does. It does return the value. So we need to now do var I equals this dot x divided by scale, which remember what we did here is we multiplied it by scale, and right up here. So once we do that, it actually returns the value. So that's the x. And so I need to also do j equals this dot x divided by scale, and so, right, it's not x, it's y. So now we have the y, I, and j, and now we need to multiply, we need to do a very simple formula to figure out which index. So we're going to say var index equals I plus j times columns, which would just return the index. Just to show you, we're going to do console.log index. Save that, go over here, and so mouse pressed. We want to calculate the, we need to do that before the show because they don't just control X, control V, tab. Dot, what should it, okay, it's count neighbors. So what that should do is it should return the index, clear that, return the index after I click it, which is 48. That's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that should be 99. So it, it returns the index of what it is. We're here, and we don't need that anymore. What we have to do now is we need to calculate the index based on the others. So with this index, now we can find the others around it because, okay, let me go over here. So right here, since it's going here, that's 99. Actually, we need to do it to where if I is greater than 1, I is greater than 0, and where is it? J is greater than 0. So what that does is because if it's beside one of these, if it's beside one of these, then it doesn't have left or right value. So what we need to do now is say if index minus 9. So actually, let's try minus 1, which is to the left of it. So if index -1 equals a B's index, which we can turn, we're just going to say return, not return, console.log B. So what's this, why am I saying B? Oh, because I watched, well, I'm just going to leave it there for now. So B's index, and so what we need to do now is, well, I'm just going to say mine's index. And so what we got here is we need to go through it. So make another one where it has a var mines equals that, which now if we go over here we can say function find mines. It's not going to say it to us because then why would you do that? So find mines, and so find mines. So what you got to do now is we're going to loop through all of it, and we're going to actually get rid of this. So if boxes I dot mine, so if it's a mine, then we're going to do the boxes dot push, no, it would be mines dot push boxes I. So what it will do is if it's actual mine, then it will get into the array. So we're just also going to say console dot log mines. And that's what it's called. So now we need to go over here, find mines. So now go over here. Ooh, boxes not defined and initiate boxes 5312. Okay, so 53. Now box is not defined. Wait, boxes. Okay, box is not defined. What do you mean box is not defined? Var box equals new box. Okay, left hand side and assignment. Because I'm doing very bad of me. It's assignment, not, it's actually, no, it's real, not assignment. So yeah, we have all these boxes. So got boxes, mine equals true. Can I just clear this real quick? Okay. Why is it? Okay. Oh, because it's in a for loop. Okay. So it's in a for loop. So we need to equals a mine index constant like mine. Where is the for loop that I did? It's in the actual thing. So we want to put this out of the for loop, Control X. We need to put this right here. So we clear it. So we 12. So at this, so with 40, so right here, mine's index is not defined. Okay, so I guess that's the mine right there. So what we need to do now is count neighbors, and so what this does, we don't need this, but I'll keep it there because we probably will, because I probably make a mistake. After this, we need to run through the thing, so it's say for so I'm gonna say mines equals mine index be var mines index equals mines what I. And so what that does is now we need to calculate the mine.I index. Maybe we should make index a global. So control. So this dot index equals, we could say like control X, control V, this dot I. And so what this does is now we can do plus this dot Y scale times columns. Wait, we can still have that. So is that right? Okay, that's right. So, oh, too close. Okay. So now we have a global index. So now index, and so we gotta do take this. Messing everything up. Control X, Control V. So now it's if it's a mines index, so wait, it should be this dot index minus equals this mine index. Now we're gonna say console dot log mines. Not that. Okay, so now that we get that done, I'm gonna clear that first of all. Now there's 12 mines, and so you're gonna clear that. And we actually didn't click on one. And I clicked on one. Maybe, can I click on it? Okay. I don't know if I can. So, this dot index -1. And so now we need to do it to where now we have a total thing, and we're going to say var total equals 0. And so now we're going to say total, and actually this dot neighbors equals total. So that's what we want now. Every time we find one, which is -1, +1, -10, +10, -9, just like all that, we're gonna say total plus. Whew. Now, after we do that, we're just gonna say else. Now we're gonna look for others. So we're saying else if this dot. Actually, let's not put that as else if, because I think if we do that, then it will just either look for one condition. Now, I think we need to put it as multiple if statements. So control X, control V. Yeah, V. It has to be 8. Now, this is a really stupid thing for organizement, but +1 minus 10, and then +10. Then we do -9, +9. Then we need to do -11 and +11. Okay, so after we do this, it should return it, and now it's saying 0 all the time. It's a bit weird. Okay, it looks like it's not. Okay, this dot index, so it's this dot index. Just to make sure this works, I'm just gonna say if, say console dot log this dot neighbors. Okay, here. Okay, this does not seem to be working. I is greater than 0, j is greater than 0. So, oh wait, or j is not defined. Okay. So, we got over here. There's no j or I. That makes lots of sense. So, I and j is the, we could actually say just this dot I equals this control X, control V, control X, this dot j equals that. And so, it'd be just this dot I, this dot j. By the way, this could be a lot more easier, like done in his video, but right now I'm just doing a one-dimension array, which is not recommended, but I did it anyways. And I'm showing you how it's done. So this dot I plus this dot j. So now we can go over here, say this dot. So control C, control V. Now, if we click it, 3, which means 3, 2, 2, okay, so 3. 1, 2, 3, which is correct. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Okay, that is correct. And that's doing, and I'm doing console log neighbors before it could do that. But anyways, so now what we do now is once we reveal all, we also want to say this dot show. Okay, reveal and then show. Which, okay. So once we reveal all, we want to do also we want to do count neighbors. What the heck? Why is it doing that? Maybe, okay. Control C. Control V. Save. Boom. Okay. I don't know what okay. So 1, that means nothing's over here. Now we got that. So, what that does is, we need to, let's see, what we got here is, click on it, we want to reveal all of this. So, this dot, we need to do this dot count neighbors before we do this dot show. And then, so, now, if we click on it, it reveals all of it. Good. Okay. So it also seems to be counting neighbors correctly when I've been looking around. And so we are missing one more feature before we're finished with this coding challenge. That one feature is the flood fill, which I also didn't watch that on the video, so I need to see how that is done and how I can transform that into JavaScript because it's probably using a lot of P5 functions. So, pause for right now.
About 50, this would be about 50. All I gotta do is say this, as long as it's not a B, right? If, so, okay, I missed the one important, I'm like thinking this through and I'm not able to say what I'm thinking. Right? So how does this work?
Okay, so like the okay, I'm back. First of all, I'm trying to explain it to you. Like the count neighbors, we need to look around it and see if it's a blank spot or if it's filled. So we can definitely do this by doing this dot flood fill, and that equals a function. And so the first thing we need to do is we need to check all of them, see if they're, so we need to get all this, so I'm just going to say Control C, Control V. It's not pretty at all. So I'll just do a delete. Going back. So now we got that. We can do, okay, so is that part of, wait, so what's this one? Oh, that's the end one. Okay, so now that we got that, we can do, if not this, wait, that's supposed to be, this is making me OCD. Oh, this is just worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Just, oh, I don't like it. Anyways, we're gonna just tab. So we're gonna do delete right here. Okay, so now if this is, if that index. So now we're gonna do. Now we're actually gonna make this part of a thing where we do boxes dot this one is, so that indexes neighbor count. Neighbors is less than 1. Then it's less than 1. That means if it's 0 or B, that means that we want to reveal it. So we're going to say boxes, Control C, Control V, dot -1 is dot reveal. So first of all, we want to do a for loop to where it checks everything. So now we need to make a for loop, say for boxes dot length. Now we're just gonna do this entire thing again. Subject there. That means we want to do it before. So for the I is greater than the box length, it's I boxes dot this dot index -1. So yeah, so boxes dot this dot index, and then so -1 neighbors dot. Actually, I don't think we need that because then it won't. It's not searching. So I don't think it needs that. So we could probably just Control C all this, Control C, Control V, then change it all up if we need to. This is just a flood field, so dot neighbors is less than 1, so we're gonna do +1, +1, -10, -10, +10. -11, +11, +11. Then we do -9, -9, +9, +9. So what that does is if it's 0 or a B, actually we should do and Control C, Control V is not dot P. So we could just Control C that also. Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, and Control V. So that would be +1, 10, +10, -11, +11, -9, +9. So that means it should reveal it. So now that function is created. We should do contain boxes I dot flood fill. So over here, that means if it's 0, okay. Didn't really help because there's no 0. Find a 0. Okay. This doesn't really work. So if the box I clicked on was less than 0, right over here, we should say if this dot neighbors is, wait, so if this dot neighbors, actually I shouldn't do that. If this dot neighbors is less than 1, then check it, I think. Oops, sorry for the burp. Okay, now the problem is trying to find a blank one. Okay, blank one. So if, maybe we should loop through it and say, okay, so box assigned dot flood fill, which would just put that this dot. If that box neighbor is less than 1, then check all the neighbors around it. That if they are less than 1, then reveal it. If they are not, then don't reveal it. And then show. Crap. Okay, Control C, Control V. Always get Control V, Control V, Control V. Maybe we could do it in the actual real function itself. This dot revealed equals true, and this Control C, just this dot show. Why did I copy and paste? It didn't really help. So that should fix it, I think. Okay. It's gonna say that didn't, okay. But that really didn't work at all. What the heck is happening? First of all, click it and say, click. It's a bit weird. Okay, so the flood fill. Okay, so then it should check that. Couch flood fill. Then it should check all the neighbors around it. And then it should check those neighbors. I think this is good for now. I think we can have a stopping point right here because this is going to be going on for a while. So I got the basic game going, and I could code it in JavaScript, so hurrah me, round of applause. But I couldn't get the flood fill, which is it's a lot of this coding, and it's already late. So it's actually sort of working because it's doing that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this coding challenge. Make sure to check out the coding trade on YouTube or Dan Schiffman or whatever you prefer. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.